Welcome to the SmartKeys podcast. Today, we're doing a deep dive into the New Year Productivity Playbook 2026. And we're treating this not just as a list of tips, but really as a strategic resource for modern professionals looking to fundamentally reset their habits.
And that strategic frame is so important because the way most people approach goal setting, it's frankly broken.
Broken how?
Well, people treat resolutions as symbolic.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about this big burst of willpower at the start of the year.
Which we all know doesn't last.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
The playbook had the data to back this up. It says 41% of U.S. adults set resolutions, which sounds pretty good.
Right.
But a staggering 91% fail. And
Huh.
the worst part, most have already given up by January 12th.
January 12th. Wow.
Yeah. It's grimly been called Quitter's Day.
Ouch. That paints a very clear picture. So if motivation just evaporates that quickly, then our mission for this deep dive is to find the systems that make success almost unavoidable.
Yes.
To replace that, wishful thinking with a real predictable structure.
That is the core promise of this playbook. Structure beats hope. Every single time. We're talking about aligning your big goals with your actual calendar.
Turning vague ideas into tasks you can actually protect.
Precisely. So when, not if, that motivation dips, the system is already there. It minimizes the friction. It automates the start.
Okay, so let's get into it. Phase 1, building that foundation. The playbook says this starts with clarifying your vision.
It does. Not with the to-do list, which is the common mistake. You have to write a short, vivid statement. What does success actually look like in December 2026?
So not just career stuff, but also what does a good, healthy, focused day look like for you?
Yes, because that vision becomes your anchor. It gives you the why. And then that vision has to go through a critical filter.
The SMART framework.
The SMART framework.
Right.
Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. This is how you turn an emotional wish into, well, a project plan.
So give us an example. The playbook mentions reduce stress. How does the SMART filter turn that from a vague wish into something you can track?
Right? Reduce stress is a nice thought, but you can't act on it. Using SMART, it becomes something like, I will commit to a 30-minute morning routine with 10 minutes of meditation every workday.
Okay, so now it's specific, it's measurable.
Exactly. You either did it or you didn't. It's binary. You can track it, you can see your progress, no more ambiguity.
That clarity alone changes the game. But a big yearly goal, even a SMART one, can still feel huge. That's where the playbook talks about the goal ladder.
Yes. Strategic decomposition. You take that big yearly goal and break it down.
Into quarters.
Quarters, then months, and then all the way down to weekly and daily tasks. This is all about fighting that feeling of being overwhelmed. You focus on the tiny input for today, not the giant output for the year.
Let's use a real-world example. Say a big product launch is the yearly goal.
Okay, so the Q1 target might be complete design and feasibility. Then a monthly outcome could be ship 2 feature drafts.
And the daily task.
The daily task becomes Tuesday, 9:30 a.m., 90 minutes of dedicated wireframing. See? Now you have a concrete, achievable task that you know is moving you closer to that massive goal.
Perfect. So we've gone from a vague wish to a specific scheduled task, but just having it on a list doesn't mean it gets done. This brings us to protection. Calendar protection.
Time blocking. This is non-negotiable. The playbook cites Cal Newport here. The idea of deep work. You have to schedule your real, focused work the same way you schedule a meeting with your most important client.
It gets a block on the calendar.
A non-negotiable block. You're defending your best cognitive hours from all the reactive noise that fills the day.
But let's be realistic. We all try time blocking, and then a mandatory meeting gets dropped right on top of our focus block. What are the practical tactics for that?
The playbook offers 2 key defenses. First, pre-commit. Schedule your focus blocks the night before and hold firm boundaries. Treat that block like an off-site appointment you can't just move.
And the second defense?
Batching shallow work.
Emails, Slack, all that little stuff.
All of it. You bundle it into maybe 2 short windows a day, maybe 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. If you respond to every ping instantly, your whole day is just context switching, and that absolutely kills deep focus.
And this isn't just about personal efficiency, is it? It connects to the bigger picture of business efficiency.
Absolutely. This is the 80-20 rule in action. Identify the few activities that generate 80% of your results and build a fortress of protected time around them.
Which leads to another advanced tactic in the playbook, using the Eisenhower matrix, but in reverse.
Yes. Normally we focus on quadrant 1. Urgent and important. The fires.
Right.
This flips it. You schedule quadrant 2, the important but not urgent stuff first. That's your strategic planning, your skill development, the things that actually grow your career.
So you're saying if you don't schedule them first, they just get pushed aside forever by the daily noise?
They never happen. So you need a filter for new requests. Ask yourself two things. Does this align with my quarterly goals? And what will it displace? If the answer is no alignment, or it displaces my main deep work block, then the answer has to be a strategic no.
Okay, but even with the best plan, we all run into procrastination. It's a huge energy drain. How does the playbook reframe that?
It introduces a concept called structured procrastination from John Perry. It's about leveraging your natural tendency to avoid the hardest task.
Wait, leveraging procrastination. How does avoiding something help you get work done?
It's clever. You put the absolute scariest, most difficult task at the very top of your list.
There you go.
But right below it, you list other important, valuable tasks. By avoiding that number one task, the guilt and anxiety drive you to productively complete tasks 2, 3, and 4.
That is brilliant. So you're still procrastinating on the main thing, but you're getting other high-value work done as a result.
You're using your own resistance as fuel. But sometimes you do need a direct push. That's where forcing functions come in.
These are constraints, right? Things that compel you to act.
Exactly. A public deadline is a classic one. A more tactical one is going to a cafe with your laptop but without the charger. You have 60 minutes of battery life. That's your forcing function. You have to focus.
And then there's the simplest one of all, the 2-minute rule.
If it takes less than 2 minutes, just do it immediately. It's not just about getting it done. It's about clearing cognitive clutter so you can focus on the big stuff.
Let's shift to routines and environment. Creating those healthy boundaries is so critical now. The playbook puts a lot of weight on the shutdown ritual.
This is huge for mental health. It's a psychological transition. At the end of the day, you review tomorrow's top tasks, tidy your workspace, and then you physically close a laptop and walk away. You're signaling to your brain that the workday is over.
And the data on this is pretty compelling.
Incredibly, 68% of people were able to mentally disconnect after using a shutdown ritual, compared to only 40% before.
That's a massive return on investment. You're getting your evenings back.
And you're protecting your energy for the next day. The same goes for micro breaks. Just 5 or 10 minutes between deep work blocks. The analysis shows this can add almost 3 productive hours a week just by preventing burnout.
But the key advice is to make them actual breaks, right? Not just switching from your work screen to doom scrolling on your phone.
Please, no doom scrolling. It's not restorative.
Okay, so once the system is running, you need that feedback loop. You need tracking. The playbook says visible wins are key.
Absolutely. They release dopamine. It's self-generated motivation. The easiest way is a done list. Instead of focusing on what's left, you track what you've actually accomplished. It builds momentum.
Or the paperclip strategy. I love that one.
So simple, but so powerful. You set a goal, say 10 sales calls. You have 10 paper clips in one jar. Each time you finish a call, you move one clip to the done jar. The physical act makes progress tangible.
But for real strategic improvement, the playbook recommends the weekly time audit.
This is critical. You compare your planned focus time versus your actual time. You're looking for leaks. How much time did you really spend in reactive meetings versus protected deep work?
And that raises the next question. We know what we should do, but how do we make starting automatic?
That's where you automate the execution, implementation intentions. It's if-then planning.
So instead of I should focus now, which requires willpower.
You create a trigger. If it's 8:30 a.m., then I will start my first 50-minute focus block. It bypasses the decision. The cue triggers the action automatically.
And you can build on that with habit stacking.
Right. You attach a new habit to one that's already established. After I pour my morning coffee, I will review my top 3 priorities. The coffee is the anchor. It all comes back to a core principle. Consistency beats intensity every time.
What an incredibly actionable playbook. It really is about trading that one-off January willpower for steady, measurable systems. Smart goals, protected time, if-then triggers, the whole thing.
The path to success isn't paved with these massive, terrifying resolutions. It's paved with nightly planning and consistent micro-wins.
So to leave everyone with a final thought,
consider this. How does scheduling your one hardest, most important task for first thing in the morning change not just your day's output, but your actual professional identity? When you consistently tackle the high-impact work before the chaos hits, you're training yourself. You're making a focused, productive day your default setting.
That is a powerful challenge to end on. Thank you so much for tuning into the SmartKeys podcast. If you want to go even deeper into this, the link to the full New Year Productivity Playbook 2026 article is right there in the show notes. Please hit subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive into the future of work. We'll see you next time.